Hey, Shalom. Shalom once again. Just coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and also double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Okay. Also Kwam Yasha'Allah and Abad Babal. Hopefully this lesson will be edifying today. I'm going to get into the topic of demolition, looking at it through the lens of the scriptures, okay, looking at it through a biblical lens, okay, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, they're in the demolition business, and they're masters of demolition, or when it comes to demolition. Okay, they build societies and then they destroy societies, or they build kingdoms and they destroy kingdoms. Okay, they're really good at it. So I just want to get into the word here, demolition. It says demolition or razing is a science in engineering in safely and efficiently tearing down of buildings and other man-made structures. Demolition contrasts with deconstruction, which involves taking a building apart while carefully preserving valuable elements for reuse purposes. Now, this is what I kind of want to get in. This is what I really want to get into. Okay, the preserving of valuable elements for reuse purposes. When the Lord, He comes back. Well, okay. Firstly, we are in the demolition process. Okay, demolition just doesn't start with a wrecking ball. Before you get to the wrecking ball, or before you get to the dynamite, the TNT, okay, the explosive, the fun stuff, you have to, there's prep work behind that. There's procedures that you have to follow, right? You have to go in that house or that structure that you're going to destroy. You have to look for things that are reusable, that you can use again when it comes to building up a new house or structure. Okay, that's called being efficient. Okay, efficient and not making things go to waste. Now, preserving valuable elements for reuse purposes really represents the elect. Okay, and that's the only thing that's going to be preserved, and that's the only thing that's very valuable, okay, that's within this kingdom, because we live in a very wicked and sinful kingdom. This kingdom is very, very filthy, it's very destroyed, and it's run by degenerates, but you have only one thing that is allowing this kingdom to actually, this kingdom, that is allowing this kingdom to actually live or to thrive, which is really the elect right now. The only reason why Babylon exists right now is because the elect is here, right? So, the Lord right now, He's preserving His elect. Okay. Now there's a process here. When you hit, actually, let me go a little bit deeper into the word demolition, because it just means destruction, it just means to overthrow, and it just means the action of pulling down or destroying, right, or to tear down. Okay, and that's what the Lord is ultimately going to do. He's going to tear down this kingdom, and the tearing down is right now. It's starting right now. Okay, the demolition process is starting right now, right? So I'll get it. This is Revelation chapter 7 verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. This is going into the elect. Now, you have 4 angels that control the 4 quadrants of the earth. Okay, and those are the four. The four corners represents the four directions on the globe: north, south, east, and west. Okay, and you have an angel, four angels that chaperone those areas. And the reason why I say chaperone, I use that term, is because they're working on the minds of the kings of the earth. Because these different kings that are ruling, within their designated areas on the planet, they hate each other. That's why you have Russia against America, which is Vladimir Putin versus Donald J. Trump. You have North Korea, Kim Jong, okay, the Korean president. He hates the United States. He hates Donald Trump, and they're going back and forth, saying that they're gonna, shoot ICBM missiles at each other. But guess what? The angels, they're holding that destruction back, because that destruction is for an appointed time, right? So that's their job, to hold back destruction. If the Lord didn't put these angels, okay, if he didn't give them the duty of chaperoning, okay, or watching over the corners of the earth, this place would have been done destroyed already. Okay, but this is all for the elect, because the elect has to be sealed, and that's why you have videos being pushed out. That's why you have the word of Yahweh Shem Shai is so accessible all over the internet. Everybody knows about Yahweh Shai. Everybody knows about the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, that's so the elect can be sealed, right? So this is a part of of preserving valuable elements for reuse purposes. Okay, and the elect, they're very valuable, because they're the first fruits. The elect and the 144, they're the ones that were with Yahweh Shai, or that believe in Yahweh Shai, and they're going to be the ones that are going to rebuild the new kingdom, right? And then 2/3, they're going to just have to perish on this side. Let me get 18 and 8. Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yoshai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. That's right, the 2/3 represents the 2/3 of Israel, the undesirables, the ones that don't believe, and the ones that are not destined for salvation on this side. They're going to be cut off and die, and they're going to die in this destruction. They're going to be the ones that are going to be caught up in the demolition. They're going to be still in the house when the Lord, when he throws that wrecking ball down, which is the ICBM missiles. So a lot of these 2/3, they're going to eat the missiles, and they're just going to die over here. All right. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined. Okay, and that third part is going into the elect and the 144,000, the chosen. And they're going through that fire, which is that affliction, that purification process. Catching hell, being demonized, okay, being persecuted, right, being tried and refined, okay, because that's what you do with precious metals. You have to refine it, and you have to purify it so it comes out shining. And will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. That's right. So the Lord, he has a people. Okay, he has a people that believes in him. He has a people that believes in his kingdom. And these same people that believe, they're going to be a part of it, a part of building up the new kingdom, the everlasting kingdom. Okay, so that's a part of demolition, man. Reusable items, man. Okay, so this is Revelation chapter 14, verse 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And this is talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay, having a golden crown on his head. He's coming back as a conquering king, an angelic king. Okay, and in his hand a sharp sickle. Now, what is a sickle? A sickle is an agricultural instrument that you use. Okay, it's like a farm tool, right? A sickle, right? That's what you harvest wheat with. Okay, so verse 15. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud. And by the way, that cloud is a chariot. Okay, and there's many scriptures that go into clouds. Okay, you can, I believe, the book of Ezekiel, the book of Acts, right? You can go in, because the Lord, he departed in a cloud, right? That's talking about a ship. Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And there's going to be a harvest of people, right? This is talking about salvation. Okay, this part is talking about salvation. Okay, and who is he coming to save? He's coming to save his elect, his chosen. And by the way, the elect, they're going to look like the other nations. Some of them, okay? They're going to come in all different shapes and sizes. Verse 16, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out the winepress, even unto the horses' bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Now this is talking about destruction. The Lord tearing down this place and destroying the people within it. So first you saw here in the first part, the Lord is bringing salvation to his people, right? And that's a part of demolition. You look at the things that are valuable, the resources that you could reuse. Okay, and that represents the elect. So he got what he wanted, and now everything else is going to go in the trash. So that's why he's coming back, and he's going to destroy these people. Okay, you other nations and you 2/3 that are caught up in this destruction, man. Okay, and that's just business. That's demolition. Because in order for you to build, in order for you to build a righteous kingdom, you have to take down a wicked kingdom, man. You know, you can't leave an old building up. You know, an old, rotting, disgusting building. You have to break it down, man. And you have to build up a new one. Okay? A perfect one. One that doesn't have chinks or flaws in it. And that's what the Lord is doing, man. He's going to take down this crummy kingdom, and he's going to build up his kingdom, man. And by the way, the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be established on planet Earth. And that's just business. All right? The Lord is a destroyer. Matter of fact, let's get Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon this sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. That's right. Jacob is going to be salvaged. That's another demolition scripture. Okay, demolition. Okay, I believe there's steps. It says here, manual, before any demolition activities can take place, there are many steps that must be carried out beforehand, including performing asbestos abatement, removing hazardous or regulated materials, obtaining necessary permits, submitting necessary notifications, disconnecting utilities, rodent baiting, and development of site-specific safety and work plans, right? And that this is done by the prophets, okay, as well, because the prophets, they were set up to expose a kingdom before it falls, right? Let me hit a precept. Let's get Jeremiah 28:8. Okay, so it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh had truly sent him. And we're living in those times. Okay, the apostles, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, they have been prophesying against this kingdom, Babylon, which really started with Abba Bibbins. Okay, and now, when they first started, people started to say, they're crazy, they're madmen, all types of false accusations and slander and scoffs that they received from you people out here. But now the biblical prophecies are starting to come before you, and now you're realizing that they're right. Okay, so that's a good example of this. Okay, and what they were doing, that was the prep work for the demolition process that's about to take place. That's just the prep work. Okay, exposing you people on the internet, bringing out information, right? And I say the internet because that's what's being used right now to push this word, to push the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? They're the ones that digged up and found the old books. Okay, all these historical books, archaeological books, okay, about the truth and about how the scriptures are real. And they made videos, and now they exposed who the Edomites are. Okay, they revealed who you Israelites are. Okay, and that Esau is going into slavery, and you other nations are going into slavery. That started with the men of old that are back here today, man. All right. So let me get Job. This is Job chapter 20 verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And every hand is not talking about physical hands. It's talking about ICBMs, because these other nations, they're gonna fight with nuclear weapons, right? And 200 million missiles are gonna bombard this place, Babylon the Great. Verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Okay, and while he is eating is going into how when he's about to set up this new world order, like when everything's about to come into fruition, right? And when everything is going right, when he gets people chipped out, when he has total control, that's when the Lord is going to shoot ICBMs on him and break his kingdom down. Verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike through him. That iron weapon is going into the ICBMs. That's the actual physical shell of it, right? ICBM, how it looks like an iron weapon. ICBM missile, right? Let's get a picture. This is the iron weapon. It's made out of iron, and iron is a very, very strong metal, and you need a strong metal to carry a warhead. You can't just use any type of metal. You need a strong metal, and iron is very, very durable. Right, so let's get the precept. Okay, we'll go back to the scriptures. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. And the glittering sword cometh out of his gall represents, or the gall represents the silos. That's like a holster for the ICBM. That's where they're being held right now. Okay, that's like their quiver. Okay. All right, so that's what it means. They're going to be shot out of the silos, and they're going to hit them skies, be bathed in heaven, and then they're going to hit its target. Verse 26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. That's right. The Lord's going to destroy, your secret societies. Right. He's going to demolish all your hidden places that you go and worship, and where you worship Satan. Right. Like Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove. Right. What else? The Boule. They have all these different types of names, man. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. And a fire not blown that shall consume him is really going into a fire that's not caused naturally. Okay, because nuclear destruction, it's really created in a lab when you really think about it. Okay. So all that fire that's going to come from these missiles is just going to obliterate this place, man. Coming with a destroying wind. It's not going to be like a forest fire. It's going to be like a very terrible, terrible, terrible type of fire, man. It's going to consume everything here. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity. And that could also sort of be like an internet scripture. Okay, the unicorn, that sort of relates to it, because how the prophets are revealing the iniquity is really through the heavens, through the internet. Okay, and this represents us here. We're pushing out the word. That's why you see so much videos out there about the Hebrew Israelites pushing the word of Yahushua, saying that this place is going to go down, that it's going to be destroyed. By the way, who are the pioneers? Okay, or the ones doing the most work? Which group is doing the most work and leading right now? Great Millstone. Right, so that's talking about the prophets revealing this place. And you have other men that are out there. I'll say men of valor. They put in their work. They serve Yahushua. Right, you have other camps out there. And the earth shall rise up against him, like those nations that are part of NATO and the EU. They're going to come against Esau. Right. Verse 28, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. That's right. Riches are just translated, and everything that he stole from us, all that money, man, especially you Rothschilds, man, you banking elite families, man. You stole so much money over all the centuries, man. Centuries of wealth. So the Lord's going to take all your riches back, man. Everything that you stole, the Lord is going to take back. You're going to lose everything. And the funny thing is, when thinking about demolition and destruction, it's a lot easier to destroy than it is to build, right? Because think about it. You took all these years, you took fucking centuries to build up your new world order, but the scripture says that it's going to take 1 hour for this place to be destroyed. Okay, 30 minutes for the ICBMs to be shot off, another 30 minutes for it to come over here and land and destroy this place. So 1 hour. So it's harder to build, than it is to destroy. It's easier to destroy than it is to build when you really think about it. All right? And that's embarrassing, man. You people are going to be embarrassed. And really, that just shows that's just how life is. And that's how the Lord set up that order. It takes time to build something, but it's very easy to destroy things. That's just a thought. So let's get one last precept for 1 hour. I believe that's in Revelation. That's in. I think I have it here. Revelation 18. Right, I think that's the one. 18 and 15. So the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. And that's these other nations, that have done business with Babylon, with the whore. They're going to be watching your destruction by the satellites, through the internet. And they're going to be weeping and wailing because now they can't make their money and they can't exploit the Israelites anymore. Verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, which means you're royalty. You're living good. Okay, purple and scarlet red and gold, those are all the things that royalty wears. People who are noble, or people who are rich. Okay, now you're gonna go from riches to rags. Okay, so verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. So for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. 1 hour you lost everything, man. Everything that you stole over all the centuries, man, you lost that in 1 hour. Which shows you're shitty with your money. You don't really understand money. Okay, you really don't understand money. Money wasn't really meant for you to keep because you lost it so fast. Right? Money is for us. The riches, everything that you have is really for us Israelites. And you know what? We're going to have all of that forever and ever and ever. And you're going to always be at the bottom. Right? And when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Right? For in 1 hour she is made desolate. Okay? So it's easier to destroy than it is to build, because it took a very long time for you elites to build the society the way you wanted it to be. But in 1 hour, the Lord, he's just going to tear it down, man. He's just going to tear it down. And that's demolition, man. That's the science behind demolition. Okay? So with that, I hope this was edifying. If you watch that long. Okay. I know kind of get a little bit long-winded, but, hopefully it was worth it through the Spirit. Alright, so until next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Until next time, Shalom and Kwame Ashala.